Possibilities to prosperity. Those are words that are amazing to my ears. This is Possibilities to Prosperity, part of the Street Smart Success, I'm going to call it legacy, with none other than Robert Buttman. My name is Sue Roskopf, and I'm here with the World of Ability Podcast Network. And this show with Robert is on the second and fourth Fridays at 7 o'clock Central. And I am joined today by Emily Gollmer. She'll be hopping on in here and joining the conversation with me. I have a few things that I want to share that are some great things that have happened here in the last week or so. A lot of good has happened. When you speak about possibilities to prosperity, have you ever heard about that idea that the more you help others, the more you will gain yourself? I know I'm not quoting that correctly. Anyone who's hearing this that's been around the leadership development, that type of thing, you know what I'm talking about. If you help enough other people, you will find reward yourself in the end here, whether you're talking financially, emotionally, all the things. It truly is being outward focused will make that difference for you. I'm going to share with you some great stories from this past week. Today is July the 10th, 2026. So that means July 4th happened just this last Saturday. So we got to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence being signed. So United States 250th. So that was in itself a big milestone, right? And with that, there's a lot of great things that we get to celebrate. With our veterans, I think we really, really, really underestimate and take for granted what our military does for us. And, because when you speak about this, like our military, it sounds like this big grandiose thing far away. You all know somebody who has served in the military in some form, some fashion. We all know people who have served, right? So that's where it gets personal. Sometimes you really need things to touch home before you can find yourself in that place where you appreciate that part of it. So I have several things to share. And for starters, I'm going to share my screen so you can see what I am talking about. With what I'm going to be sharing, though, I am first up going to show you how you can follow this being Possibilities to Prosperity. There's a YouTube channel that has been created, and we want you to go there and subscribe like right now. That would be the first order of business, is subscribe to this. This is Street Smart Success, and the channel, you can see it right here. It's when you go to YouTube, look for Street Smart Success. That is where you find this and all that we're producing here. You can see Robert Buttman's face on the front here because he truly is an amazing man, and he has written the book Street Smart Success. So we honor that. We honor him and all the things that he has done, and that he makes himself available to be here with us. But you can see that today we are here for him. He is not available tonight, which is absolutely awesome that he has some great things going on in his corner of the world, and we continue. We are here for Possibilities to Prosperity. And with that, I'm going to go ahead then and share what I was alluding to a bit. We, as in my family, we are part of the Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club. So we've had some massive things happen in the last week. So first up, let me just go here to Facebook. You can find Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club on here. We've got, look at that. We're getting close to 4,000 followers on our ski club webpage. Oh, not webpage. Ski Club Facebook page. We also have a website. It's PLWSC, which is the first letters of Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club. So PLWSC.org. Go check us out. See all the things happening there. Follow us on Facebook because, hey, lots of stuff gets posted on here. Oh, I'm scrolling kind of fast. Sorry. Right here is that website, PLWSC.org. You can also follow us on other social media platforms as well. It's easy to do. And you know what? While I'm here, I can share with you too. Obviously, we have our ski shows every Thursday night until Labor Day, with our main show starting at 6:45 p.m. We do have a pre-show that starts around 6. And come on down every Thursday night this summer. Once we get into August, that showtime starts a little sooner because sunset comes a little sooner. So come on out to Pewaukee Lake, Pewaukee, Wisconsin. And I've got the screen. I've got one of them here. So I was talking about last Saturday being the 4th of July, celebrating America's 250th. Oh, look at that. I love it. You can see the fireworks in the background there. But we did have an amazing event, and it was very much involving our ski club. On the 4th, the Red, White, and Blue celebration, as you see this flyer here, from 7:30 a.m. until noon, we had a Wounded Veteran Adaptive Ski event. That was put on by our ski club, and specifically one of our members who had this brainchild basically to celebrate our military on July 4th like that, and to give this opportunity specifically for our veterans. And we were blessed with amazing water, amazing day, and even more amazing, the people that came and participated with us. Stick around. I will have pictures to show you in just a few minutes here as well. But that was a beautiful event, and I'll let the pictures speak for themselves. The rest of the day here, we also participated in the parade through downtown Pewaukee that started at 3. Gotta say, somewhere around 3:15 or so, big old downpour. So we, as beautiful as the weather was in the morning, you know, it's summertime in Wisconsin, and those downpours happen every so often. When you've got a nice enough day, you might get a little bit of a thunderstorm coming through. That's what we had. We were drenched. We're used to being drenched, but usually in the lake, not in the street. So it was a little different setup, but it was great. I really can't complain. It was actually kind of refreshing. Unfortunately, the crowd diminished a little bit because of that, but they came back because we had our ski show, we had a live band, and we had the fireworks later in the evening. But that was a unique thing that we'll remember for a long time. That ski show then started at 5 o'clock. We started with our typical pre-show portion, then went into our main show. It was, I gotta say, because we had that rainstorm, I think it actually helped our conditions, our water conditions. We had perfect water, perfect weather through that entire show, and I think the rain kind of scared off some of the watercraft that typically is out there. It's a holiday, right? So you have more than just your usual folks that are coming from where they live on the lake. I know 4th of July typically has so much more boat traffic. It really wasn't bad this time. It was very manageable. It was awesome. We had a good crowd out there, but it was not as chaotic as it sometimes is. So I think really we were pretty blessed to have that be part of what all happened there. At 6:40, it was scheduled to have that it says right here, celebrating freedom fighter plane flyover. It's a mouthful. We had the honor of our Air Force 115th unit coming and doing this flyover for us. We had 2 of their I believe it's F-35s, it'll be on another screen here, that flew over, and that was unique. I even took video of it, and we'll see if we get to that point. I can share the video as well. But that flyover took place. I got to watch it from a boat because the ski show had just ended when the flyover took place. And then we had live music on the beach there as well, followed by, check that out, some amazing fireworks. They always have a good showing of fireworks there in Pewaukee as well. And I don't think I said this part. So obviously it was America's 250th. The village of Pewaukee at the same time here was celebrating their 150th. So truly, again, to be able to celebrate these big milestones with something like having this Wounded Veteran Adaptive Ski event adding to the fun was spectacular. So here is what that looks like, the planes that came through. Very, very unique event to have that taking place. So celebrating Freedom 250, that 4th of July flyover. These guys actually did flyovers across the entire state of Wisconsin. I saw somewhere on Facebook, I saw a listing of all these places that they did this for, and it was an impressive day for the folks there with the 115th. And they also had their duck race that took place. Just popping ahead a little bit. I love this. You can see our guys doing 5 men around the boat. So you can see them skiing there. They literally are doing an around the boat act in this picture. How cool is that? So just coming on ahead here, I think here was the flyer. This is what I was looking for. This is what was advertising the event beforehand. You can see a small picture in here. Actually, I think I can skip to here where you can see a larger version of this. This is a sit ski. The gentleman that is literally sitting on the ski, that is a sit ski. So no matter your physical ability, whatever your abilities are, if sitting in a ski is more appropriate for you versus standing skiing, you could do either one. And that is what we did then with our military veterans. We had most of them using the sit ski. We did have a couple that, it was two of the gentlemen that came out did have a chance to learn how to do stand-up skiing off of the boom on the boat, which is this metal. Well, you'll see it in a minute. I'll get to those pictures. But we had a great showing with those that came. I'm actually, as I'm thinking about it, getting goosebumps because it was so much fun. It was such a great event. And of all the folks that came and skied with us that day, there's only one that had ever done it before for everybody. And he's a longtime friend. He's amazing. The others, that was their very first time ever getting to do something like that. So again, in my mind, the more people you help, the more that comes back around to you in your life. Whether it's you personally, your business, your club, whatever it is that you're doing grows. So the more you give, the more you get. That's the basic concept, right? And here we had sponsors that helped out with this as well. Such an amazing event. So as I'm talking about this, I wonder if, Emily, when you're available, come on in and join me because I would love to get reaction to the photos that I'm going to share here. I just need to switch my screen because we have the most amazing photographer that comes and does photography for our club. He does it because he loves what he does, and he's really good at it. It is so fun to see what he produces for us. So major shout out for Brian Leach. Here's a picture here of Brian. The number of times he's been out over the years taking pictures of our ski club during ski shows and all these events. He was kind enough to come and join us. And you can see his business here, Now and Forever Photography out of Sussex. If you need a photographer and you're in our area, he's your guy. I'm telling you right now, he's your guy. So Brian, much appreciation and credit to you for all of the pictures I am going to show you here. Okay, so this has our adaptive ski event. I believe this is also going to have, I don't even know. Because when I looked before, there were not this many photos in here. So I'm going to just pull this up, make this big on my screen, and talk you through a little bit of what you're seeing. So we have 2 sit skis. There's one here and one over here. It's got the red and white cage. This is what we were doing beforehand, going through a safety protocol with all of our members so that we're all on the same page for the day. Check out this t-shirt, Shake the Lake. That was what we called this. Whoever came up with that as the phrase for the day, I don't know who came up with it, but oh my gosh, was that the right thing to have. Shake the Lake. And celebrating the country's 250th, Pewaukee's 150th, and all the things. So how have I never heard of Shake the Lake? I don't know. But here it is, going through the safety, and then some of our folks here getting ready to get out on the water. Because to put these events on, it takes a lot of volunteers. And here it is. We had the first person hopping on in here. They're just getting ready, getting into the water there. And I am going to just keep skipping ahead here. So you can see, here it is. They're taking off. And we've got, the way this works, we have 2 side skiers that go with and help keep that ski kind of in the middle of the wake from behind the boat there. You can see that the ski is being pulled by a rope that's attached to that ski. Now I say attached. It's actually a golf ball that's actually like incorporated into the rope, and that golf ball is up against a block that when the boat takes off, that ball pulls the block, which is attached to the ski. And you may see later that this same gentleman actually pulled the rope out and did some skiing where he is holding the rope instead of the block like this. So this is what it looks like. And this is your first hint of, oh my gosh, success. This is his first time doing this. So I'm just going to keep going through and showing what this looks like. Going past the shore, everybody's cheering on shore. Gotta love this. I have not previewed this, so I don't know what we're all gonna get to see here entirely. But again, you can see the coordination it takes. Actually, I'm gonna back up for a second. As they stop, when they are coordinated as a team, they drop into the water here and safely at the end of the pier, and we've got a bunch of people hopping in and getting ready to bring them back into shore. And this is our next person that was getting ready to go, coordinating those ropes, making sure everything is just right. Oh, here's the opposite view then, so you can see the boat. You can see the pin. That's me. I was pinning. I am set in a position where if anything goes wrong, which it usually does not, but should something go wrong where we need to have them detached from the boat so that we can be just safely floating in the water again, that's what my job is. I pull what's called a pin. The ropes are released from the boat, and then they are floating in the water. That's part of also why we have two people side skiing, so that they can be right with the participant, with that athlete, and keep them in a safe place always throughout the entire time. And that's, oh, I love these pictures. And then we also, you can see behind there's a safety boat that's part of the team here as well. So just in case something happens where we end up pinning the group out in the water, we have people who get to hop in immediately and keep everything safe, perhaps get us reset to go again, or if we're going to go back to shore, just to help coordinate that, so we have ample hands on site, on people, on, right there to make it all work out. Okay, I'm going to take just a second, and you can see it says on here, Johnny Tsunami, and that is John Schultz driving that boat. He's the guy. He's the guy that put in all the time, the effort, all the things to pull this together and make it happen. If it wasn't for his efforts, this entire veteran piece wouldn't even exist. He had the idea, he had the gumption to go do it, and the number of people that were blessed by his efforts, massive. So God bless John and all the things he did to make that happen, because, oh man, I just can't get over how good of an experience this all was. And so this is what it looks like for somebody learning to do the stand-up skiing. The bar that he's hanging onto is called a boom, and basically it's an easier way to learn, because instead of having a wiggly rope out there, you are hanging onto this solid metal bar. And he was getting his first ski lesson right here. And again, I'm going to just keep clicking through, because I know there's a lot of pictures here. Oh, Hackster. This is Harold Hack. He is different than... Yes.
These are awesome pictures, but yeah, Harold's awesome.
He's amazing. He is, I gotta say, so what you saw before, we had people on either side of the skier. Well, he doesn't need that, because he is extremely experienced, and actually he's on his own personal seated wakeboard, and with that, he can go in and out of the wake. He can kind of jump the wake. He can do all sorts of things, and that's the fun of having this particular piece of equipment, is he can do that. And actually, I'm going to back up for a second, because what you're seeing here, that H, the sideways H on the bottom of that board, he needs to really lean all, I mean, he's not just leaning back, he's looking at the sky when he starts, because that's the only way to keep that tip up out of the water. And once he gets started, see, this is him looking up, he's just starting to plane out here, and now he is up and going. And he is going, weaving in and out, back and forth. That is what he does. And just, oh my gosh, how do you like that? Showing some muscle out there, because it's awesome.
Is he doing
And
like
he,
is he doing like a 360 there of the boat, or just during
no, he's actually just
oh,
going back and forth and jumping
okay.
the wake.
Okay.
I don't
For a
know if I've
second,
ever
at
seen
first,
him.
for I don't know if it was just the angle or but it sort of looked like he could have maybe been doing that, but yeah. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think he's done that before, but I don't remember him doing that at this event. That's a great
Oh, okay.
question. And actually, I think he's catching a little bit of air here going over that wake. I could see a little bit of space between his board and the water. Oh, check out this smile. Is this not the face of somebody who is loving life at this moment?
Here having fun on his thing, yeah.
Having such a good time learning and doing something new. Oh my gosh, I love the smiles that Brian was able to capture this day. So again, I'm just going to keep
Yeah.
pop. Oh, here, I actually take a look at that. He's holding the rope. He is the first one we've had in a long time. Actually, I'm gonna make it big again. I was mentioning the golf ball. Can you see where my cursor is pointing at? There's
Is
a,
that that is that
that's
that
it.
white the white thing?
Exactly. So that
Oh,
ball is
okay.
usually what is hold is it's basically the here if my fist is the ball and this is the block, it's seated against that. So when that's what pulls the ski out of the water and keeps pulling it all the way around unless you pull the handle like this gentleman did. And this was his first time doing it. I know he did it a second time later, and at one point, I think he went many times during the morning, which was amazing. Uh, and I think the last time he went, did not have side skiers with him. It was just him. So I'm going to say if anybody wants to do this and has the chance, one thing to coach, his arm's going to get tired because he's got his elbows bent. He should be like the stand-up skier there and straighten his arms out so that he has what we call monkey bar arms, so that they're straight. And it's just a lot easier that way. But you know what? First time doing it, that's what happens. That's you learn as you go. And I'm just like I said, I'm going to keep clicking my way through here. Everybody that was there got to do multiple runs. Oh, and this is Harold
Many
again and his seated wakeboard. You can get a better look at what that looks like.
how many people did we get? Or how many people were in
That's a
attendance?
great question. I'm gonna have to go through the pictures and figure out if we ended up with if it was as many as 10. I'm not sure if I have that number right because we had a dozen signed up originally, and we had gotten messages from a couple of them that they were not able to join us after all for whatever various reason. And I think there was at least one person that skied that was not originally signed up. So I don't know if we ended up with 9, 10, somewhere in there, and they all went multiple times. So that is, yeah, the number of runs we ended up with, I am not certain. Oh, look at that nice close up. So his name is Harold. Harold's a great guy. He is a full time wheelchair user. He actually is paralyzed from the waist down. So this is what a person can do that I think there's a lot of people out there who have no idea that that's an option. That even without use of his lower limbs like that, he can do this. I think
I've
I love it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have a question.
Yes.
So back at the other picture, and back when he's first starting
Mm-hmm.
with his thing up in there, is somebody having to like hold him his back
Yes.
head up, or could he do that of
Actually,
his own?
I'm gonna leave this picture up. I love this one. Basically, not touching him at all, but holding the ski in place so that the front. So imagine this is
So
the
then
wakeboard. It
holding
has
the
to
ski,
be straight up.
so then holding the ski, not himself up, because if you let go of the ski, then he's going all the way under, right?
So his head's above water. If you have that ski tipped um, back so that the toes are up, his head's still up, and he's holding onto that the rope to start as well.
Oh,
I wonder if later on, let's see if I can find a picture later that shows the starting position for him, because it basically is, from
Because I
imagine.
mean, the one picture was sort of odd because it was on with the ski. You couldn't totally see him and how he. Well, I mean, you could see his head, but not.
Let me
Yeah.
see if I can go back to that. Sorry. Yeah, right
Oh,
there. That's
yeah.
perfect. So his knees are above water, just like if you're doing stand up skiing. It's very much the same position where you've got your knees kind of up between your elbows and you're holding that rope out in front of your knees. It
Yeah.
looks the same. So once that
You
rope
could tell.
tightens up,
You can't really tell if they're holding kind of his shoulders a little bit, or if it's just a ski or nothing, or a little bit. So I
just
was just wondering.
that's a great question. So really, they're hanging on to they call it the cage. It's the metal frame that he's seated in. Is that metal unit is called the cage, and the guys are hanging on to the cage.
Yeah.
It's
Otherwise, he might end up all the way like underwater. If
well, it's
Or
everybody's
maybe, or
wearing
maybe not, because
flotation.
or maybe not because he's holding him. I don't know, something.
Those are
Well,
great questions.
my first time with not rubber water skiing, so that's why I was, yeah,
That you know what, people watching this might have those same questions, so I'm glad you're asking. So, and everybody out there, anybody that's on the water has Coast Guard approved flotation, including Harold in the seat here. His So he is floating with that, and the ski all on its own is a very floaty kind of a unit as well.
oh,
So
so if he
the
has the floaty thing,
challenge.
you're just not really gonna go totally underwater then.
Correct. So he's not going to go under. The ski's not going to totally go under. However, controlling it and having it in the correct position in order to be able to start, that's where the guys next to him come into play.
Yeah, you couldn't do all the like float and then hold that up all by himself like that. Yeah, that'd be hard.
It'd be super hard to do, which I bet there's people out there that can, but it's really
Yeah,
hard. So
yeah.
this makes it so that his
Especially with having lower body paralysis like that. That yeah, I could see
so
that.
he can expend his energy doing the fun part instead of doing the
Yeah,
tougher part for starting out like that. So
yeah.
great question. So yeah, this is that position. As long as that toe of the ski is up in the air like that, because before they start, he's gonna literally tip his head back and be looking at the sky as well. He's got to keep his weight back so that the water is pressing against the bottom of that wakeboard, and then as it gets going, it'll plane out, and then he skis away. And that it's just about tight there, and then there's not that in between picture, but that's what it looks like. So let's go ahead and click through a bunch here. And he he is moving. You can tell he's having a good time.
He had his tongue out in like the last picture there.
And there's times where you see a lot of air underneath that board. Like he's catching the wave and bouncing
Yeah,
around,
there he is
and
his tongue.
that he's having fun and he's in control when you're seeing that. And then there it is. He's at the end of his run. He lets go, and people are hopping in the water right away to make sure that he stays upright. Because once he lets go, it's easy to turn on his side, which he's okay, but you want to just make it as easy as possible for him and help him in.
Okay, so then if he has lower body paralysis, does somebody like go out and get him then, or does he is able to get to the whatever on his own to get
Well,
back in his whatever?
so this is what the guys are doing right now. They're helping to get him back to a shallow enough spot where the guys that are helping can touch bottom. And once they get back to kind of where this gentleman is standing, then they can basically, these two guys are in the water and they help lift while people on the dock are also able to grab onto the ski and pull him up and out of the water while he's still in the ski like that. So he'll be in that
Oh,
same position. They'll be able to get him up onto the dock here, and that's his chair behind there. So once they get
okay. So
get him out of the water,
when he lets go, then he can get himself close enough for the guys to come get him to
yep. So
okay
let me see
get him
here.
back up in his thing. Okay.
That splash right there might actually be somebody that just had jumped in the water. I'm betting it is.
To go get him. Okay.
Yep, because they are actually super close to the dock right there. You can't see the dock,
Yeah.
but the end of the dock is just a few feet away from where he is.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and then, yeah, and here it is. We're on to the next person going. You know, and I said everybody had multiple runs. I'm trying to remember if she did. I think she did a second run.
If she did, maybe just didn't get pictures of her second run. I don't know.
Not sure. I mean, keep on a clicking here. They had, and this is them. So if anybody ever, this is my word of advice. If you're ever jumping in off of a dock, off of a pier, go feet first. I personally have a friend that at one point many years ago, many years ago, jumped off of a pier head first and didn't realize how shallow it was. And he now is a wheelchair user because he broke his neck.
Oh,
So
Lord.
always know how deep it is when you're diving in anywhere, or just go feet
Yeah.
first. There you go,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah,
that's
that
the
girl in
safer way
front
to
of her
go.
better be careful. It looked like she was gonna be jumping.
So they were just jumping in to help get them in, and then here we got our safety crew. In between runs, they just relaxed, but while they were going around following, they've got their life jackets on, ready to hop in and help. And there's Harold with another run. Love it. And then we had these big orange buoys in the back where we were designating to the other boaters that not come in that space. We were reserved that space for our crew. And then we've got another run here. I absolutely love it. And some pictures of our side skiers. And here's actually he was trying to use Harold's ski. That's what it was. I was actually out in a different boat on the water at the time, so I didn't get a close up until now. So this gentleman took a run and a couple of tries actually with Harold's ski. It's different. So I don't believe he ended up making it on. Yeah, I think I can see the rope let go there, or he let go of the rope. It's a different experience. So I'm sure he's going to try again, though. Someday in the future here, we'll be back. He'll be back. And that was one of our volunteers that came. Actually, I got to check back and see if he is a veteran as well. I think he is. He since actually has joined our ski club. He's now a member of our club, and could not be more grateful. He found out about our club because of the advertising that he saw with what we're doing, what we did for this day with our military. So, I'm so glad they got some pictures of him. And actually, he looks like he's a pretty darn good skier. And this again, I think this goes back to before the event started, and we were huddled around doing an orientation on the equipment. But you get a better view of the equipment here too. So these outriggers are what I hesitate to call it training wheels, but it acts like that though, because when you're learning how to ride a bike, how your training wheels keep you upright. That's exactly what the skis on the outside here do. That's called an outrigger, and it keeps it from being tippy. It makes life easier for the side skiers because you can take those off and not have them on. Totally fine, totally an awesome way to go as well. We tend to not do that just because it takes more effort, and with what we're doing right now, that's kind of a progression kind of a thing that we like to refer to. And I'm not sure if I just started over or if because we're kind of back to the beginning. Oh, actually, I don't think we saw these pictures. I think the first batch, I'm pretty sure he had a couple of different batches of pictures he uploaded, and it looks like, yeah, we're back around to this wonderful gentleman that did stand-up skiing for his first time ever. And you're seeing him be successful here. And look at that face again. He was so happy, so proud that he was able to. Yeah, I was excited for him, if you can tell. He did a great job. So we had such a fun day. Again, all the folks that came out that day. Oh, look at the air he caught on that jump. Everybody volunteered. It was a fun day that we got to go out and play with some folks that we would never have actually probably met otherwise. I don't know Oh, look at that. I gotta make sure he sees this picture. What a great picture. Wow. I know I've been talking about this for a while now, and I'm gonna just keep clicking through here, but, oh, and some video. I didn't know we had video. We actually have video of Hack. Look at this. So now you can see what it looks like with him bouncing along there. And then he's got skills here because he's going in and out of the wake. Oh, love it. I'm going to just go ahead and let these play because I didn't know we had video. So Brian has gone above and beyond giving us all this amazing content like this that oh, here, is there sound? So I turned the sound on. We'll see if there's anything that ends up playing there. But, yeah. Crazy good day. You can see the water conditions were amazing. It was lovely out there, too, even temperature-wise. It was gorgeous. Oh, that was the time where he hit a wake that, or hit a wave that caught an edge, and down he went. And it's all good. Oh, here we go. You get to see what it looks like. I'm all excited now. We have video. I didn't know we had video. So the boat is starting to pull out. They already have the ropes. They made sure that they were in good position here. Once they get out all the way, I'm curious if we'll hear them give commands here. I'm going to let this play and see what we learn. Because they're going to be yelling. The commands you should hear are tighten up, 1, 2, 3, hit it. Oh, I guess we're not going to get that far. So that's the commands when they start out. Tighten up is telling the boat driver, go ahead and tighten up those ropes because you want them to be all nice and tight before we start. 1, 2, 3, hit it. Hit it is when they actually take off. And that gives enough time for everybody to be on the same page. The participant knows the timing as well because they've heard that. They're not going to be surprised that when they go, that keeps everybody together. And then when they land, they do a similar thing where they yell 1, 2, 3, and then you nod your chin. And that's the signal to the person in the boat to pull the pin, let the ropes and everything go in the water. Here we go.
Tighten up. 1, 2, 3, hit it.
This was actually the one. See, there's no outriggers. This was when the gentleman went ahead and he pulled the rope, and I think this is probably going to be this. Yeah, this is them as well. So he pulled the rope. And I think, I'm looking as they're coming around here, there's no outriggers on the ski at this point. He is skiing. Kind of like I said, like riding a bike without the training wheels. He has the rope in his hand. He is in control. And our side skiers are there to help with the balance point to make sure he stays upright. And as, let's see here, as they come around, I was just trying to see. I know at one point they did this and let go and let him be in control 100%. They were still getting used to it, I think, at this point. Or he was still getting used to it. So they're there to be his helpers. Oh, and look at that. Standing up, letting go. All right. Oh, and here's a view from the boat. So what it looks like. So the side skiers ski with, they do their best to keep the participant kind of in the middle there in the bubbles. And I think, if I remember correctly, on this particular ride, they didn't have to do much of anything. She stayed right where she was supposed to, without any extra effort whatsoever. Oh, it looks like I might be at the end of those photos there. So I know that was a lot of photos to share. But this is absolutely amazing to be able to share that, all of that with everybody. So now you've got an appreciation, hopefully, for what adaptive skiing is like. And this is something that we do several times a summer. And again, this particular date, that was all veterans. So when you see a veteran, thank them. I don't think they hear it often enough. A big thank you for what they do, what they've done. We are actually ambassadors with Project DieHard for a reason. We appreciate our veterans. And what is Project DieHard? That organization exists because suicide is such a horrible, horrible thing amongst our veteran population. I don't understand. I mean, I do, but I don't. I don't understand how it is that suicide is so prevalent among our veterans. It's a scary thought, really, because we
Well,
lo-
and sad.
and what?
And sad. But
Yes, it's a very sad situation that this is what's happening. I mean, the number that is publicized is 22 veterans a day. Catch that. Catch what I said. 22 every day on average lose their life to suicide. The real number is actually is more than double that, which again, how can that be? But think about that. That more than we're close to 50 veterans every day across this country that are losing their life to suicide. There's never been a time more valuable than now, because it's one of those things. When's the best time? When's the best time to plant a tree? Well, 20 years ago. When's the next best time? Today. If you didn't know until today that this is such a big problem, what are you going to do about it? That is one of those pieces that I challenge every listener, every person, everyone out there. What are you going to do about it? We can do something. If you haven't been affected by this issue yourself, this issue of, do you personally know somebody who's a veteran who has lost their life to suicide? I do. And this is something that goes back to even before I knew about Project DieHard and knew what the mission of Project DieHard is. I knew that was a problem. I've known people who are veterans who have lost their life to suicide. I'm hot on my mind right now. Suicide is a problem whether or not you're a veteran. I'm just thinking about our local high school. We lost, in the last year, I know of two young people who lost their life to suicide. One of them was just this past week. That is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. That temporary problem, whatever that is, whatever is sending a person down that path to think that that's the answer, I can't, I don't know where everybody's in a different place, right? Check on people. Talk to people. One of the things we say at Project DieHard all the time is check your vet. Well, check on your friends, check on your family, check on people. How are they going to be able to succeed? How are they going to have possibilities to prosperity when they're in a very muddled place at whatever time and place that they are? And not to say everybody goes through that type of an experience, but people get there. It happens. People struggle. If you know anybody who's at a point where they are struggling or they might be, just check in on them. How easy is it to do? A text, a phone call, knock on their door, say hi. All sorts of possibilities can happen when you reach out. Oh boy. Well, I don't need to go down totally a road of that specifically, but I would be negligent to not share that. With that, I can tell you resources are out there. That is something that is easy to share. So I'm going with it. Project DieHard. Specifically, Project DieHard is here for our veteran community. Save veteran lives. It is a true veteran nonprofit, and you can see right here. What do we ask folks to do? Pray for the mission of saving lives. Pray for us. Share the mission. Volunteer for the mission. Become a patron with this mission. So it's easy to pray for. Whatever your beliefs are, you can still Send good thoughts, good, warm, whatever prayer means to you. Pray for this mission. Share it out there. You know what? I like to just kind of come on down and see what's the latest, because Brian is the guy you see right here. He's really good at sharing out and being in full transparency. Come and see what's happening. We have a podcast. When we talk about share this mission, let me show you how easy it is to do. There's a share button right here. Click on that, and let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do what he had up at the top there, and throw in here PDH pray, PDH share, PDH volunteer, and PDH patron. I mean, you could choose whatever you want to say is all good. Oh, I guess I didn't do that right to include volunteer. If I do it right, then I'm sorry, I'm struggling. There we go. I'm old. I'm new to hashtags. The hashtags probably come easier to some than others, but now they're actually like a linked type of a thing because I clicked on what it offered me to click on. So now you've learned something with me. So you could say whatever you want to say. You don't even have to say anything. If you want to just hit that share button and share now. Look how easy that was. It's now on my wall on Facebook. And now all the people I know have the potential to see this post. That's how easy it is to share things out. So I encourage you to share stuff out when you see it. If you see things on your social media that mean something to you, that share it out there. There's such a thing as a posting party. Have you ever heard of the concept of a posting party? That goes right into the same concept of what I'm talking about here. It is getting together with other people. I don't care how many. It doesn't really matter how many. It's an opportunity to get together. You have a post on, this one I did was on Facebook. You could be on LinkedIn. Whatever your social media is. The groups that I'm most closely related to that do posting parties, do them through LinkedIn. And what it does is it gets your message out farther and wider than you can do all on your own. It's as simple as you create a post, whatever you want it to be about. If I was doing one right now, it would be on Street Smart Success, Possibilities to Prosperity with Robert Butwin. I would create a post, and I would show up to so let's say we're going to get together at 2:00 on a Sunday. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there as an idea. Whoever you invite to that comes and joins you at that same time, same day, they all will show up also with their own post on LinkedIn. So now say I've got 10 people, me and 9 of my friends show up. We all have our post ready to go. We're going to have that link to our post that we will put in the chat of our Zoom. Now, what am I going to do with all those links? I'm now in a Zoom meeting with 9 other people, and we all 10 of us now have our link to whatever our posts were in the chat. So now there's 10 links in the chat. Each person contributed one of them. Now, what we're going to do is click on all of those links, and when we go to to each of those posts, we're going to make a comment. We're going to react. We're going to do something with it. So you can just put that, do a like button, but even better, do a celebrate, do the applause, do a heart, do something more than just the generic old like. And then in a comment, make a comment and tag the person who posted it in that comment. So, if I said that too fast, listen to it again. That's the wonders of YouTube and video like this. But the long story short is my post that everybody in that group now has clicked on to that LinkedIn post. They're going to celebrate it, they're going to heart it, they're going to do something with it, and then in the comments, they're going to comment and do an @Susan Roskopf so that I am actually tagged in the comment, and they're going to comment and say, "This is so cool," or whatever they're going to say. I would love to be a guest. Whatever. They can say whatever they want, but tag me in it. And then I'm going to come back later and I'm going to tag them back in a comment back, in a reply back. Doing those things makes it so that your entire post now is also being seen on their social media. People that they know that I don't know are going to get eyeballs on what my stuff was. And that's the magic of something like a posting party like that, where you can create activity. If I've got 10 people now that we're all 10 of us were in this posting party, all 9 of those people should be commenting and sharing my post. And with all that activity going on, LinkedIn is going to notice it. Or if you're doing it in Facebook is going to know. They're going to notice, because that's how those algorithms work. They notice the activity and make it more noticeable for more people to see. So when you think about, I'm going to link this on back here to Possibilities to Prosperity. If you've got a message that you're trying to get out there and get more eyeballs on, this is a way to do it. Our ski club just had all this wonderful activity where we've got all these great pictures. We had this wonderful event. I'm hoping that people find these pictures easily enough and share them out, because that's how things grow. That's how more people are going to see. For example, we love what we do in the adaptive community and World of Ability podcast network. We are sharing things out there and creating opportunities and creating the awareness of opportunities. You know how many people would love to water ski that never thought that was an option for them? I think about someone like Harold. He's amazing. He is a very skilled skier. But at one point in his life, he never knew that was even an option for him. Right? So getting things out there, especially through social media like that, makes that awareness be possible. So when you see things that you think are amazing and that you want others to see, like it, share it, comment on it, do all those things. It costs you nothing to do. And it probably will take you anywhere from 3 seconds to maybe, if you put your own commentary on there, it could take you a whole minute. So time well spent. Whoever the person is or the organization is that you're doing that for is going to be so happy you did that. They are going to so appreciate that you did that, because that helps their message get out there. And you're helping the people that you know aren't going to have known that without you sharing it. So they're going to appreciate that you did that. They're going to appreciate, so you're making yourself look good in all the directions with very little effort. And I'm saying that, I'm chuckling a little bit because, like, you're not doing it to make yourself look good. You're doing that to share it out to your people. But it's all good stuff then that way, right? Everybody wins. There's no negative that took place in there anywhere. You were doing good things all around. And that's what, again, possibilities to prosperity. You want to grow whatever it is that you're doing. Isn't that kind of the idea? That's prosperity, right? That whole growth that takes place. How are you going to get there? Often you can't do it all by yourself. It takes effort. It takes a group. It takes that synergy. That's the word I'm looking for. It takes the synergy of people coming together to make that happen. And I'm looking at, okay, I'm new at ChatGPT. I'm having fun with it. This background is not going to be my ongoing background here, but I kind of liked it. I'm using it for today, and I'm looking at what it says there. Real people, real stories, real impact. I think that's kind of what we ended up hitting today here. We had real people on the screen here, and real people, friends of ours, that helped to make opportunities happen last weekend. And this is just one example, one day, one event that touched a lot of lives. And actually, if you really want to get down to it, it was on the news multiple times. It was on the news before the event happened. I'm trying to think if let me see. I don't have time to look it up. We've been in the news before with adaptive water skiing. There's been multiple opportunities for that because it's a feel-good kind of thing, right? But it's not just a feel-good kind of thing. It's making a difference. It's easier to make a difference than you think. I think people think I think that people think it's harder to do than what it actually is. Sometimes it's as simple as what Santa Papa John says, share a smile. If you want to make a difference with people, you can do something as simple as sharing a smile. You like it when people smile at you and say hi, right? At least often. That's something that everybody can do. And when you're the recipient of somebody smiling at you, maybe saying hi, how you doing, it makes you feel good. And as the person who's offering that, it makes them feel good too. At least that's my experience. I like doing that. I like smiling at strangers. Heck, somebody drives by in my neighborhood, they're probably going to get away from me as I'm driving the other way. Or while I'm walking the dog and a car goes by, I wave, I smile. Not everybody does that. You don't have to do that. But it made me feel good and it made them feel good. If it didn't make them feel good, maybe they thought I looked like an idiot for some reason. I don't care. If it made their day positive in any way, shape, or form, it was worth it. It's all good. We're here to help one another out. We're not meant to go through this life all on our own and struggling. We're not here to struggle. We're going to. But what can you do to make somebody else's day better? What can you do to improve the possibilities that surround you and them? Make that effort. Find out what you can do. Whatever that looks like for you today is going to be different tomorrow, is going to be different next year, is going to be different than what you did 10 years ago, but things just keep getting better and better, right? That's our goal. That's what we try to do. So start out small. Smile at someone. Say hi. Improve their day. Go from there. If you want to know more about, I mentioned Project DieHard. I'll give you my email address because I'm telling you, veteran suicide's a real thing. And you can do something about it. If you want to find out more, I don't have it on here. Susan at projectdiehard.org is my email address. I'll say it again. Susan, SUSAN, at projectdiehard.org. Obviously, that's also the website, projectdiehard.org. You can go there and find out more. Or there's actually two sites now. PDH for Project Die Hard, PDH Vets, VETS, PDHVets.org. I had to think for a second to make sure I said it right. Go check it out. There's actually on that website, there's a place where you can go and even fill out a short little online form to get more information, to say, hey, I might be interested in this. Or, hey, my organization could be one of the ministry partners or one of the outreach partners, or we can't do it alone. It takes partners. It takes people. It takes effort. Effort in the right place makes a difference. And that, I hope, is a glimpse into some possibilities that can bring you to a more prosperous place. So, I'm going to say again, this is part of the World of Ability Podcast Network. I missed having Robert here tonight. It's all good, though. I'm looking forward to him being back on the next episode. And we are here on the second and fourth Fridays at 7 p.m. Central. We're welcoming people to join us. And I'm going to tell you right on here what the Zoom link is so that next time, if you want to come on in and be part of this, you can do that. The meeting ID for this Zoom. This is actually, I will also give credit and thanks to Spirit of the Game Foundation because this is provided by them. You want to know what that is? Go check it out. spiritofthegame.org. spiritofthegame.org. Okay, the Zoom meeting ID is 404-058-6955. 6152. Again, 404-058-6152. Hit repeat if you need, back up your video if you want to hear that again. It's all good. Or again, reach out to me directly, Susan at projectdiehard.org. Happy to answer any questions. Happy to help you get on here with us. We've got lots of shows that we do throughout the week, throughout the month. Different topics, different folks. You're welcome to join us. Find out more. We're here for you. This is the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name again is Sue Roskopf, and for all of us here, as always, we thank you.